We're in the middle of a discussion about how to make the Trump tax cuts permanent, how to stop any effort to raise taxes, and to take the tax cuts that Trump passed 8 years ago and make them permanent out into the future, and to take taxes down even more. Some people have said, well, maybe the Republican Party should raise taxes. I know that sounds silly, but there's been this discussion on the part of some on the left who think that maybe we should do tax increases. And maybe that's the future of the Republican Party. I want to take a picture of the future of the Republican Party. We know that Trump has said we're not raising taxes, and the Republican leadership in the House and Senate, Johnson and Thune, we're not raising taxes, we're cutting taxes. But what about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when all the congressmen and senators there now are retiring and we're electing people from state legislatures and governors to come to Washington? What's happening at the state level? Well, there, the word "we're never raising taxes, we're cutting taxes" is even stronger than in Washington, D.C. There are 50 states. Some people say 57, but we'll go with 50. I'm old-fashioned. And of the 50, those green states right here, those are the 8 states with no personal income tax at the state level. They still have to pay the federal income tax, but there's no state income tax in Texas and Florida and Tennessee, those states. The yellow states here are states with a single rate tax, a flat rate tax. Oh, in Arizona, 2.5%. In Utah, 4.5%. Up in Pennsylvania, 3.07%. Single rate, okay? Everybody pays the same rate. Why is that important? Because when you have a single rate, it's very difficult to raise taxes. Take a look at Illinois. Illinois, from Chicago, Bolsheviks, 2/3 both houses of Democrats, very liberal Democrats in the state of Illinois. And yet their personal income tax at state level is 4.95, under 5%. Why aren't they like California, 14%? Why aren't they like New York, over almost 11%? Or in Pennsylvania, in Minnesota, about 10%. For crying out loud, why is Illinois half the tax rate of those other left-wing Democrat states? Because by Constitution, they have a single rate tax. And if they want to raise taxes on the people of Illinois, they have to raise everybody's taxes. All right, everybody, I've got a great idea. You're all going to pay for it. Well, then we're all listening. What is it? Oh, forget it. They don't think they can get reelected in Illinois, a Democrat state, a liberal state. They don't think they can get reelected if they raise taxes. So the fact that now 7 states, there are 15 states, yellow states right there, 15, that have a single rate tax. Now, 7 joined in the last 5 years or so. More states have become single rate taxes. Oklahoma's on the way to a single rate tax. Kansas just voted to go to a single rate tax. The guys in Ohio are getting ready to go to a single rate tax. They're voting in South Carolina to go to a single rate tax, and then on the way to zero. So many more and more states are coming to a single rate tax, and the black dots here in Iowa and Missouri and Oklahoma and Louisiana and Mississippi, these are states where the legislature has said, and the governor, we're going to a single rate, we're going to zero. Single rate tax, then on to zero. Matter of fact, Louisiana and Mississippi have both passed laws that will phase their income tax to zero over time. As revenue comes up above a certain spending level, they permanently reduce the income tax down to zero. South Carolina is about to vote to go down towards zero. Our friends in North Carolina have been phasing down to zero for 12 years now, being very careful. They were the first guys to start. They were heroic, and everybody's been watching North Carolina's success in bringing rates down. And Iowa, dramatic reduction in their income tax on the way to zero. West Virginia and Kentucky have both voted to phase their income taxes down to zero. There are 12 states committed to going to zero, in addition to the 8 we have now. So we have, in red states, states committing to go to a single rate tax and then to zero. So where's the Republican Party? Well, go to a single rate tax so you treat everybody the same. Difficult to raise that tax, very easy to reduce it. You say, well, we're going to reduce taxes from 4% to 3.5%. And the Democrats go, why not the billionaires? Well, they're going from 4 to 3.5 like everybody else. Oh, okay. Takes envy off the table. You just look at what's going on. People realize, I'll be better off with lower taxes. We'll all be better off with lower taxes. So 50 states, and we will have half the states, more than half the states, that have a single rate, flat rate tax in the next 2-3 years. And perhaps people in Washington, D.C., the senators will say, well, in my state, people like the idea of a single rate tax. Maybe we should do that. And perhaps that single rate should come down as they have across the country. That's the direction we're going in, and we see it in the 50 states. Thank you.